Hey, it's working. Hello? Yeah, I had some problems streaming because the network I was on wasn't working, but I am here at the Computing Museum in Cambridge. Is it working? Can everyone see this? Yes, I know, sorry. I was on the guest network and it wasn't working for some apparent reason, but apparently I got on the staff one and it's fine. Everything is working fine. So, I'm here at the Computing Museum in Cambridge, surrounded by machines everywhere. It's very exciting. It's been a couple of years since I last came here. You might have seen a video I did about 2 years ago, but there's a lot going on this time, and it's very, very exciting. I'll turn the camera around so that you can see the machines rather than my face. There we go. Look at this. Apologies for sound. Is there sound? Can everyone hear? Can you hear what I'm saying? Someone said there's no sound. Yeah, there's freezing. I can see the chat, yeah. So apologies, I'm using my phone from about 6 years ago because I don't really upgrade my phone because I don't really see the point, to be honest. But look at this, look. Got the GX 4000 here, we've got the Mega Drive next to it running Sonic 2, Super Nintendo. Look at these machines, there's a Jaguar running Cybermorph of all things, Sega Saturn, PlayStation N64, Dreamcast. They've got so many cool things here. Show us the Amigas, we'll get to the Amigas in a second. Look, they've got a Tetris machine here, which runs like an arcade machine, which is bloody glorious. A few arcade cabinets, and they've really added quite a lot of things. Look at this. Look, this is the ET display where they dug up all those cartridges the other year, and they are actually excavated games from the site. Basically, games covered in dirt, what you might find in a hoarder's house. Right there, lovely stuff. Over here we've got various machines. Like here's an Acorn. Look at the Acorn, Atari ST, Memotech machine there, Sinclair PD, bit of a failed machine, but yeah, this is like the Nerd Church. This is very much like the Nerd Church. We've got a massive laser disc here, which looks like a huge floppy disk, massive discs there. Oh, there's Sinclair. Hello, Clive, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Talking about Sinclair machines. Here we go, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, you're right, I probably should upgrade my phone because I am torturing people with this dated camera it's practically retro in itself now. Probably why I like it. We've got, what, an Osborne here? Is that an Osborne? Yeah, it's Osborne 1, yeah, very nice. Various machines. Altair there in its cabinet, and round here actually we've got some PDPs. There we go, look at this new area they've got. Look at that. You can even print your own punched paper tape. Look at that! Look! I don't know how to do it. Learn about... Create your own punched tape to take home. Let's try that. Number 3. Your name. Yes, that will do. I have to pay for it. Well, I'll do that in a minute because I have to get the money out. There's a demonstration going over here. Look, Octavius Kitten's here. And there's a demonstration in action.
Oh, you got it working well.
Yeah, it's working now. It works on the Start Network.
It took you like 2 hours.
Yeah. What's being demonstrated here?
Well, I'm trying to load a program in. But for some reason the machine is not quite having it, which is a particular nuisance, especially when it gets halfway through the tape. See, it's actually stopped.
It was exciting though while it was working.
Was it?
Like, the tape went whee, and it was going everywhere. It was mad.
It's exactly what it was doing, was it? Alright, I'll pop back in a second. I'll see if it...
I'll just see why.
Okay, over here we've got various... Look at this, got various mobiles from history. Sinclair TV over there. Calculators. Massive mainframe machines. Look how exciting it is. I think there is a place like this in the US, isn't it? In Michigan, I think there's a computer museum. They used to have like a big makeup of a computer, like a enlarged version of the inner workings of a computer, which actually they have out here. They have this broken down machine. If we go out here, they've got this one, which you've probably seen on Tom Scott's channel.
I like...
Through here is the BBC micro room. Look how exciting this is. There's a Research Machines 380Z here. These used to be in schools before the BBC micros. Look at that. Took up half a bloody school. Got some various Archimedes here. RISC PC, the old BBC Master series. Look at all these Acorns. Are they hooked up on EcoNet? I think they are. No, these ones haven't got. Oh, can we see an EcoNet connection? No, these ones aren't. I think they do that. Sometimes though. This is the Doomsday Machine. I'm not sure, but last time I came here, this wasn't working. Let's see if it's working now. What is Britain? Obviously, these use massive laser discs which suffer from bit rot. And there we can see a bit-rotted disc in all its glory, which goes into this massive box here. Look at this. Okay, so community disk. Let's see if we can get onto the Doomsday Machine. Here's the massive trackball. Look at that. Look at the cursor moving. Oh, it's a slow process. I can't remember how to get back onto it. Let's exit. Let's see if we can. Okay, let's go to the map. Can we get to the map? How do we get to the map? Map. Go. Yeah, bit rot, I'm afraid. The horror that is bit rot. Look at it. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? Look at this. Okay, we've got some laserdisc graphics going on here. Now, let's see if we can zoom in a bit. This is where we are. I'm in Cambridge. You're watching Cambridge. And this isn't a map. I didn't want the map. There's like, where's the section where I can walk around the town? Is it a photo? We can see some photos of Cambridge. Okay, so you can zoom in on specific places and look at photos of the different areas. I mean, this was revolutionary at the time. This was like the internet on... it's the version. I remember having this at school and being amazed every lunchtime, just going down to the computer room and playing this. It was mind-blowing. It was like Google Maps, really, isn't it? Google Maps for the 80s and early 90s. Yes, multimedia, and it is very high resolution from that almighty Laserdisc. There's a welcome guide here. Oh, welcome. Don't mind if I do. Very nice. The thing about this is you can never tell whether the Laserdisc is working or whether it's just waiting for an input that you don't know how to give it. How do we? Okay, let's see if we can get back to. I'm pretty sure the Doomsday walkabout bit is actually a separate disc. Maybe they don't have it here, or maybe it has succumbed to dip what? What the hell is dip what? Bit rot. It's succumbed to bit rot. Let's go back to the map, and then let's see if we can navigate our way back to the map of the UK. Can it run Crisis? Of course it can run Crisis. This thing was born to run Crisis. Out. How far can we go out? Oh, that is the limits of how far we can go. If I go back now, maybe that just minimizes the menu. No, I don't think it's here. I don't think we can walk around the town on this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's possible. Okay, over here we've got a mirror, because apparently you can be part of this massive wall of incredible people. And look, do you want my Pac-Man t-shirt? Oh, yes. Anyway, let's go back to the main room. Because fun how this is, there's plenty more to explore back in the main room. Here we go. So what do we have here? We've got the MSX plus 4 there, CPC. We've got the Tap-Tongue Einstein, Acorn Electron, Dragon 32, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64. The sword, a CGL sword, the Japanese, basically a ZX Spectrum, but from Japan. Very nice. Texas Instruments, ZX81, Atari 800, and the Acorn Atom. Look at the Acorn Atom. What a machine. What an amazing machine. Look at this. Come on, what are the keys? What are the keys? I do not know what the keys are for this game. You'd think that they would be the arrow keys, but no, it's obviously something very obscure. I mean, I've pressed every key here, and none seems to cover. Oh, okay. Great. So I was fine until I moved straight into a bullet. Okay, so the keys, the left and right, is control and this arrow, which is a bit weird. And fire is right over here. I can't even do that while I'm holding a camera, can I? Let's have a look at your computer instead. It's like a front page of YMCA. Let's have a look inside. What are Ingersoll and Canon doing at the 1981 Micro Show? I have no idea. Old computers can run, yes indeed. Okay, we've got an Atari Mega St over here, which is hooked up to a keyboard. Can you hear that? It's quite low. But it works. And we're back around here to where I was before. Look at this. Centipede. Space Invaders machine there. I love Space Invaders machines. Look at that. I love the background. It just looks futuristic, even though this is like many decades old. It's very hard playing with one hand. I would say virtually impossible. Okay, round here. Here is a massive wall of tapes because, you know, why not have a massive wall of tapes? There's enough of them in the world. All the old 8-bit machines here, even back to a Pong machine. Binatone, Beanatone, TV Master Mark IV. Okay, over here we've got a Minitel 2. We've got a Sony machine. What is this? What even is this machine? I don't even know what this is. Anyone know what this is? Don't know, but it looks damn nice. Here we've got an iMac, an Apple III. Look at that, stacked. It's like the plinth out of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Well, maybe not quite as big as that, but you get the idea. Look at this TV. Oh, also round here, this. Right, this is the 70s office. Look how amazing is this. It sounds like it's raining quite heavily outside, but aside from that, this is normally a fake window. But we've got some guy who's paused on the screen there. Hello, mate. Don't know what's going on there. We've got a cassette tape down there. Commodore calculator, typewriter, fake plant. Look at this. This is the 70s. Welcome to the 70s. A New World Library 1971 yearbook, because let's face it, who doesn't need one of those? We've got a early modem thing, so you can plug your phone in there, and rather than having a separate wire, the signals will just go through the earpiece and into your machine, which in this case is a Radio Shack TRS 80. And it's midnight. Never use a computer at midnight. But I do like this room. Like, there's Sean Connery, I presume. There's a clock. Look at that. There's even books on the wall. Stacks of magazines. And a photo from 1979. Right, let's see what's happening out here. Various machines here. Sun microcomputer, CBM, Commodore, obviously. Amstrad PW, there's a PC 1512, compact Presario. I'm getting too excited, look at this. Look at the compact Presario. I've always liked this machine. Nicer than my Amstrad Integra. Nope, wait a minute. Something's working around here. Let's go around here. Something is apparently working.
We just need it work.
Yay!
It was a very, very crude solution, but it worked.
Okay, now it's going to talk to the... What's the setting?
Have we got success?
Countdown numbers game solver. Ooh, okay, now what?
Yeah, so what you do on that one is you pick 6 numbers and give it a target. So
PlayStation
we do
2?
something like-
Dan, come on. That's a bit modern.
It's just told me I didn't. 6.
Is that Octavius? Yes, that is Octavius.
Hi!
There she is.
6. And now if we give it a really stupid target,
Right.
and then, so what it's going to do is it's going to try and get a target 1,284 out of those first 6 digits.
Use a countdown number again.
Yeah,
Yes.
so here we go.
What did you think?
So it can't do it with 1 number. It's already worked out it can't do it with 2. It can't do it with 3. So now it's going to go through all the possibilities of just using 3 numbers.
What is it that's making that noise? Which part of it?
It's you, it's your excitement.
Speech. So it has a speaker to...
Ah.
So you know it's doing something.
Yeah.
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 It hasn't just stopped.
I don't sound like that.
I don't understand all these up here myself, but this is the banks of the computer it's actually using.
Nice. Look at all those. Look at all these cards.
Is it stuck?
No, so now it's trying to work out a 4-card solution. What you'll hear as well, you'll hear the pitch drop if it goes to the next one, because it's having to use more of its functions, more of its innards basically.
So what's it trying to work out?
It's trying to work out that answer, or trying to get that 1,284 out of those first 6 digits I put in.
So
Right,
the
okay.
sum that will produce that final number from those other numbers.
Right, I get you. How long does it get to? We're going to be here for 3 or 4 hours, aren't we?
We'll warn you about that.
Yeah. The stream's going rapidly downhill.
Can you do a like a pause and then go much later? Right, so it can't do it with 5, so now it's having to go at 6. You heard the pitch drop?
Yep. Is that an audible, just an indication, just to let you know?
Yeah.
Does anyone
And you can actually see up. You can actually see up here. There are far more lights. It's actually done it. It's worked it out.
Whee, it is done.
So
Well done, computer.
brackets 78 minus 89 minus 56 minus 5 equals 51, which then equals 30. I don't know mathematics. Do you know mathematics? What's that saying on there? Times by 34 equals 1,360 in brackets minus 76 equals 1,284.
Nice. The result has been reached.
It has. So now I'm going to go back to what I was trying to do before. So it's got a program in there. Basically, if I was to turn this off and turn it back on in a year's time, that program would still be there. I would just reverse all these switches the other way and put those 2 down to put it into read mode. It's in write at the moment. And then so I basically do that and then put those 2 down. We do have a way of remembering which way round that is, so that if you're loading something, you basically do that. That's how we we crudely remember that one. Right, so. So now, reset the memory, so it's cleared the memory.
Yep.
Do the jump command, and then down here we go to read. That's how fast
Look
it
at the
should be
speed
going.
of that.
So basically that is reading thousands of ones, all just with that beam of light, which then interprets it.
So what are we loading in here?
This is now Tic-Tac-Toe.
Tic-Tac-Toe is loaded in.
Now Tic-Tac-Toe has got a bit of a Cambridge connection. So on that machine up there, EDSAC, a man called Sandy Douglas decided to see if he could get a computer to logically think as well as a person. So he came up with writing a noughts and crosses program, and he very quickly found out that yes, a computer can think as logically as can. So what he had here is he had this little board that comes up. This computer as well would have talked to a teleprinter as well. It wouldn't have talked to the screen. We've done that so it doesn't look quite so alien to school kids. The teleprinter, it thinks it's not to a teleprinter, that's why it looks like it's drawing fairly slowly.
Yeah.
What's so normally when you're printing out on a piece of paper?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember the old dial telephones.
So this is emulating a piece of paper, essentially.
We often call the dial telephone possibly the first ever video game controller. We use one of those to input the numbers. So we wired one of those and we can one, the dial 1.
7.
Now just going to come round here. You hear that little blip?
Yeah.
That's as long as it takes to think about what it's going to do.
No, it's a crafty blighter. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Unless there's something wrong with the loaded code, you will not be able to beat this.
Really? Well, I suppose.
The computer's just too logical.
Yeah.
We loaded it in the other day and the code went a bit awry and this little girl beat it. Like, okay.
Oh, this is tense.
Or it's lost focus. See if I can get some focus again.
You just hear it make a little leap. But you can see compared to the other program, it's using comparatively little.
So most of the time it's just drawing the display, isn't it? Or sending the stuff there.
So it's just going
This is basically Skynet. It's about to take over.
No choice. Well, these guys can eat them.
Stalemate? No. It's a draw, thank you. How pleasant of it, yes.
You'll see what it does if it beats you.
What is it?
Yes! I won!
Along those lines, it's basically you lost Turkey.
You lost Turkey?
That's a bad winner. Bad.
How rude.
My thoughts on this machine have changed drastically.
Have you seen the memory cards for this thing?
Yeah.
So cool. And you have to read them using this thing. So you have to have two separate things.
Two separate machines.
And put it in there.
Always a pack of McCoys as well.
Well, I mean, that's essential.
That is essential.
Everyone comes to me, just put their teacup on top.
This is how you work.
Machine, someone's just put their coffee mug on it.
Right, I'm just going to go over here and look over here. Right, back to the main room. What haven't we seen so far? We've seen got some apples here. Look, with the single Cyclops mouse. Oh, hello. This is something that Octavius drew earlier. She was trying to draw Horace, but ended up drawing a horrific sea monster. There's not really much I can add to that, is there? Let's just let's move on. Here's some Apple guys. Good work, guys. Here's some more Apple machines. Here's the big track earlier, which if you were watching when I went live shortly on Twitter earlier, Octavius managed to almost drive off the edge. And this is quite cool. This is a device which tells you about each of the components of your computer. So you can pick up a hard drive. You can place a hard drive on the component target, and then it will say, oh, you've got a hard drive. Or not. Let me just move it to the middle a bit more. There we go. You've got a hard drive. And that's not a euphemism. Excellent stuff. So what haven't we seen? What haven't we seen? Have we seen the Memotech? Let's have a look at the Memotech. So Memotech. Oh no, I've configured those keys terribly badly. I'm trying to do it with one hand. Oh, I've just blown my plane up before takeoff. This is like, what is it on the Amiga? Pacific Strike? That was a great game. Obviously this is a simpler version, but oh my god, oh my god, oh good god. I like how the plane banks from left and right, without actually banking its wings. Looks like Harrier attack, does it, Matthias? You may be right. You may be right. I have no idea. I don't think I've played that, not recently. So that's supposed to be a ship, isn't it? And these are land type. Yeah, let's move on. That's not really working out for me. Here we've got the Acorn Archimedes A3010 machine. I love the graphics on the Archimedes. Look at that. I mean, this thing was well ahead of its time. It's a shame it was so expensive and didn't really take off. Go to the door of your choice. Alrighty. How do we... See, the problem with each machine here is you have to work out the controls on the fly. And especially when I'm filming live, that is a bit harder than you might normally expect. So we'll just move on. Yeah, E-Type on the Archimedes is an interesting game, isn't it? Because it's like, I suppose, like Outrun. It's like the British Outrun. It's not bad. There we go, look at this. Sinclair Ql. Now this is running the QL version of Office, essentially. I think we've got... now this is the demonstration for the programs you can use on it. I'll just wipe the screen there. Looks a bit fuzzy. So, look at the resolution on the QL. It is quite high, much higher than the Spectrum. And I just love the colours. Look at the colours on this thing. Obviously, there's not much colours there. But here, look. If you got a spreadsheet, you want colours like this. This is exactly what you want. Just to make those numbers feel a bit nicer, a bit more exciting. Hello. Oh, we've got to go. We've got to go over here. What's happening?
He's made it do a little tune.
It's doing a tune? It's doing a tune?
Yeah. It's so cute.
This gentleman here is Nostalgia Nerd on
Hello.
YouTube. That's not his real name.
It is. Yeah. This is amazing. Where's it coming from? Where's the speaker? Yeah, it's all an illusion, isn't it? Yeah. Before it takes over.
I don't think I do with someone writing this program, just having it in the background while they're working. It's kind of like an early version of Spotify.
I do like the way, by a happy accident, the lights actually kind of match what he's doing.
Yeah.
What is that thing? What is this machine called? It's the Elliott 903.
1963.
Oh, 66.
1966. Can you play Black Sabbath? Possibly, but not as we know it.
We have got tapes of, like, I think it's Tchaikovsky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wanted to do the funeral march just to scare the kids. But yeah, that'll just keep on going until I tell it.
Wow.
I could fall asleep to this. So soothing. Kevin just playing in the corner of your room, just this massive computer buzzing with lights.
You take up like 90% of your bedroom, but you're like, no, I need the authentic sound.
Yeah, it doesn't sound the same for emulation. Exactly.
I don't know anyone's done an Elliott 903.
Right, someone wanted to see the Amiga.
But what's good about these computers is they're not bothered by anything like that.
Back to the Amiga. Sorry, I did pull us away from the Amiga, but I think that was worth it. I mean, that was a pretty good demonstration. Okay, the Amiga. Here's the Amiga. This is an Amiga 500 lacking the badge. But oh, one of my favourite joysticks. I am a fan. Okay, so obviously someone's left the game here at the end, but 10 points if you can name this game. All points can be traded in at any Asda store. You get a box of wonky veg. So this game looks like it's in Russian. Strider? Yes. We are with Strider. Quite slow, quite slow. But still playable, still playable. I mean, it's not quite the same as the arcade, as the Mega Drive version. But you get the general idea. Until you fall off a cliff, and then you, it doesn't really matter. Mega Drive version was best. Mega Drive version of Strider is very good. Teartex, I think anything, this is better than anything by Teartex, isn't it? I think Teartex did a couple of decent things, didn't they? I can't remember off the top of my head what. But this does play quite slow. It's got all the basic elements, it's just not quite there. Oh, what's the QL doing? Nice. I like what you're doing there, QL. I like it. It excites me. Okay, over here, because we haven't seen this area, is a collection of machines. We've got an Apple Macintosh with a fake screen going on there. We've got all these machines just out. Look, we've got a Timex Sinclair 1500 with the same rubber keys we all know and love. Let's see if I can focus that a bit better. Look at that. Nice. We've got a Radio Shack TV up there. We've got a computer named Alice. Alice? Who the f is Alice? 1983, 1985, Alice 90. 1983, we've got a Radio Shack. Oh, we've got this beast, the TK90X. Brazil's first Spectrum clone, released in 1985 by Micro Digital. Look at that, it's even got the rainbow colour. I mean, it feels identical. Yeah, there was loads of Russian computers. Which ones are these? This is Russian, isn't it? This is the Orel BK08. It's a Soviet clone of the ZX Spectrum, of which there were, of course, many. There's a Thomson MO6 here, introduced in France in 1986. Lovely job. And over here we've got I love the name of this, a Robotron KC87. Klein computer, translating as small computer. I mean, it is small. The smallest thing about this, though, is look at the keys. I mean, if you've used the Auric one, the keys on the Auric one are like Tic Tacs. They are abysmal. Now, this is worse. I mean, what? So we've got two space bars here. Space bars split in half. We've got enter and stop. Yeah, that would not. Touch typing is not going to work well on that. Any Cocos? Cocos, they'd be with the TRS-80, wouldn't they? I haven't seen a Coco, but then they do have a lot of stuff up in the stock room. If you go upstairs, is their stock room, and my God, it is filled to the brim with things. Jason, the curator's not here today, otherwise I'd probably go up there. Well, I don't think there's any Cocos out, unfortunately, which is a shame. This is cool, look at this. This is new, this wasn't here last time I was here. This model was produced during the development of Creatures, which is a fantastic game, an artificial live computer program in 1996. It was created by computer scientist Steve Grand whilst he was working for Millennium Interactive in Cambridge. After having problems with the production of 3D graphics and animation, Grand suggested to his art manager that the world and its creatures could be made in clay and then digitized. Look at that. I mean, that is amazing. I haven't got a very good camera here on my phone, but the detail on this is quite impressive. And then to digitize that, look, down here we've got the actual game digitized. and it looks good, but the resolution of the PlayStation, which I presume it's running on, is not up to scratch to represent how good this model is. Round the back, not much, bit basic. Look behind you, you can check out the game Creatures on the compact computer behind the Sir Clive Sinclair board. There he is. Where is this? This is in Cambridge. This is the Centre for Computing History in Cambridge. And as you can see, it's on days like this, when it's not school holidays, it is very empty. So you can just come along and you have free reign on all these machines. Get demonstrations, you can talk to the staff. It is a pretty incredible place to be. Jupiter Ace there. It's the second Jupiter Ace I've seen today. I went round someone's house to pick up some goodies earlier, and they just sold one on eBay, which was a bit upsetting. But you know, if you're going to sell a Jupiter Ace, you need to sell it on eBay because they're worth at least £300 in decent condition. Here's the internals of a ZX80. Here's the fabled 128K, the best of the Sinclair machines, in my humble opinion. We've got a computers links down here. The first machine was released in March 1983. Didn't really do much in the UK. I mean, they were another competitor among the vast array of micro manufacturers during the 80s, but they couldn't keep up with Sinclair and Commodore and the like. We've got a black Acorn Atom, look at this. This Acorn Atom was introduced in 1980 and was equivalent to a cut-down Acorn System 3, because obviously the Acorn systems used to be rack machines before they went out and started making these. And of course, the successor to this is really the BBC Micro, or what would have become the Acorn Proton. 2 kilobytes of RAM, 8 kilobytes of ROM. 1980. Luggables. Someone asked about luggables. Yeah, there's an Usborne machine. There's an Usborne machine here, which is on with its tiny, tiny screen. Insert a disk into drive A and press enter. Well, I don't think I've got any discs, so I'm not going to be able to do that, I'm afraid. But we can look at this NASCOM 2. Buy now and get a free 16K RAM board. Good God, what an offer. Look at that, it's a wooden case. I mean, that's a luggable. If you want to see a luggable, it's basically a pirate's treasure chest with a keyboard in it. Imagine digging that up. That would be one hell of a prize. This is a luggable because it's a laptop, but it weighs a ton. We've got an Amstrad PPC 640 here, which, you know, it's an 086 or 88 machine, but they're quite large, if I can get those. Okay, it's basically a desktop computer, but in luggable form. There we go. A more conventional laptop here. We've got some smaller machines. There's also, next to this Altair, a load of calculators and comptometers, I think, yeah. And an abacus. And this thing, do you remember this? Yes, the little professor calculator. What a thing of incredible fortitude this was. I think I had one of these at junior school. Look at them! It's amazing! What else should we see? What else should we see? Let's have a wander over here. This is draining my battery like crazy. I'm on like 15% now, so might have to cut short relatively soon, unfortunately. But I'll take us back out here and we can see this thing which I think it was featured in a Tom Scott video. And basically you can play Tetris on a live visual bank of memory. Rather than having a screen, you're looking at what should be the memory blocks, and all the components are spread out like so. I can't remember what this is called. The Mega Processor, that's it. Can we play it? Can we start it? Doesn't seem to be operating at the moment. Oh no, well, there we go, it's clearing the memory. So look, it's clearing the screen. Yeah, you can see, so you can see how this thing working because you can speed it up or you can slow it down so you can see each individual calculation running through the system. Where is the clock speed? I can't remember how to change the clock speed. Does anyone know? Running in the background, we have these machines. There's Alien Syndrome and the Sega Mega St. We'll have a look at that in a second. I don't know where the clock speed is, but look. Here's the blocks coming down the screen, or there is a block starting to come down the screen, but because it's running so slowly, it has to redraw it. Where's it gone? It has to redraw it. But I mean, that is it being redrawn. It is not a fast process. Here's the clock. Okay, so here's the clock. It says don't touch the controls though. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how they work, so I'm not going to bother at the moment, especially as it tells me not to do it. Okay, here's the Sega Mega St system. Now, this was an arcade machine launched by Sega, basically with loads of Mega Drive cartridges plugged into it, and then you could pick them through the menu up here. Sonic the Hedgehog, etc., etc. Play them here. Quite a cheap way of getting an arcade machine into places which didn't want to spend a lot of money, I guess. But then the Mega Drive hardware was very similar to the Sega's arcade board at the time. Who is calling? No, that's just my battery running low. It's probably got about 5% left. It's probably going to tell me to stop streaming any second. There's some handhelds here. SG-1000. Pixel wall here, so you can create some pixel art. Over here, Colossal Cave Adventure is a text adventure developed in 1976 by Will Crowther on the PDP-10. So I presume what we have is an emulation of it. Lemmings running here. Yeah, it's an old phone, it's an old battery, so 15% to 5 does not take long on this thing. It's quite unpredictable. The Game Boy running here. Astro Wars, Speak and Spell. Hello, what? Yeah, I'm still filming. It's about 45 minutes now of continuous computer.
I've just been told we can go to like the other building where there's more stuff.
Can we?
Apparently, yeah.
What,
Did you
the
know
new
this?
archive?
I don't know. He said there's lots of desktop computers and stuff there.
Okay.
It sounds very sexy.
This is Octavia's Kitten. Go and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already done so.
Don't do that. I'm not very good.
Do it. We can go to the archive, can we?
Yeah.
I'm about to run out of battery.
It's okay.
Okay, well, I'm probably going to stop this stream here. If I can get a recharged battery by the time we go to the archive, I may film in there as well. But in the meantime, thanks for joining me on this live stream at the computer. I don't know why I'm laughing. At the Computer Museum. It's been fun, and I hope you keep watching videos I make. Oh, there's Octavia. Say bye! Say bye-bye! See you later! See ya!